Welcome to Live, Laugh, Loads, a fun podcast for gay men exploring authenticity and vulnerability.
Where we talk about gay culture, mental health, relationships, and sex. Come take a load off with me, Ryan.
And me, Dario. So sit back, strap in, and enjoy the ride. You're listening to the continuation of last week's episode. We hope you enjoy it. Let's jump right in. Yeah, so we were talking about gym shame also. Like, it's another really interesting thing. Like, there was a time in my life, especially, again, before I was able to understand that, like, hormones might help me achieve my goals, where I was just so ashamed the days that I would skip the gym. You know, like, I wouldn't travel, I wouldn't do anything fun. I would, like, literally create my schedules around, like, gym days, you know, and I'm glad that, like, also that this dissipated in my life, or, like, now if something comes up middle of the week and, you know, it's over my gym time, like, and I don't make it to the gym, things are okay. You know, like, I don't feel this shame of, like, oh my God, I'm gonna be fat by tomorrow. Yeah. Because literally that's what I believed. You know, like, if I don't go to the gym, like, I'm just gonna be fat tomorrow. You know, like, it was so distorted. And you know, and it's funny because, like, we left for, like, what, 4 or 5 days to Yosemite, and
didn't do anything more than walk.
I didn't even think about the gym.
No, not
like,
once.
Not once. Like, was like, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm missing the gym. It wasn't until I arrived here, I was like, oh, I gotta go to the gym. like we're back.
Yeah, we both had that mentality. I was like, God, I gotta go to the gym now. But and it's funny because, yeah, exactly that. We took, like, what, 3-4 days there, not lifting at all. And at the gym yesterday, while I was lifting, some guy literally, like, stopped me to, like, comment on, like, he said something along the lines of, like, "Wow, really blowing up there, dude."
Ooh, I'm just gonna do your gym. I don't get compliments at the gym.
They're few and far between, for sure. But yeah, and it's just like, and that's one of those things. That's what I always remind myself of whatever's going on in my life that is resulting in maybe, like, a disruption in my normal gym routine. Is that, like, when I go through those periods where, like, I take, like, a couple extra days off, maybe even, like, a whole week off. When I go back to the gym, oh my God, my pump is always, like, I always feel like I look crazy after my first week off, or my first workout after, like, an extended...
Deloading it's a proven technique to actually get better and bigger.
Well,
you know?
Because all of the thing, again, that I feel like gets left out of the, like, whole, like, gym shame, like, logic that should be getting applied there is, like, our bodies build muscle when we rest, not when we're at the gym.
100%.
And that if you are not resting, and if you just continue to lift, push, you're not going to see gains. You're not going to grow.
Those rest days are key for muscle growth. Absolutely. And you know what's really also interesting is, you know, like, the mentality that you have to have around gym, exercise. The mentality that I developed over time was, this is a lifestyle. This is not something that I'm doing for a body goal. This is a lifestyle that I'm doing because it's healthy.
Moving is healthy.
I need movement. I work on a chair, you know, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. You know, like, I have to get up and move. And the way that I see it is, like, even if, you know, my movement that day is, like, go to the treadmill and do 15 minutes of walking, like, it gets me to the gym. Yeah. You know, like, the days that I struggle, that I'm like, I don't want to go, I don't want to lift, I'm like, just go for 20 minutes.
Just go
and do something. And by the time I'm at the gym, I end up, like, at least, like, doing something, you know, like, I don't just walk. But there's been, like, a few days where I just was like, oh, it's raining, I don't want to do anything. I was like, you know what, just go and walk.
There have been times where I walk 20. My gym is like a 20-minute walk, at least a 20-minute walk there and back. There have certainly been days where I go to the gym and all I do is stretch because that's all I have the mental capacity to do that day. Yeah. And I have other things that need to get taken care of.
Yeah. It's so I think it's, again, like, I think like moving away from like, I must go to the gym because I need this body. I need to lose do this weight. Routine. I need to earn my calories. You know, it's like, just go to the gym because you need movement. Movement is healthy. It really has shifted my relationship, you know, with shame and with the gym in general.
Yeah.
You know, because I think like on the extremes too, like you can develop eating disorders, you know, and just like the obsessions can go to like such extreme where like you're just not enjoying it. And I think that consistency killer is when you stop enjoying the habits, right? Like develop habits that you enjoy, you know, whatever those are, you know, but I think that that's important. So I think we talked about body dysmorphia lightly. Like, I mean, for me, we have it as like a whole thing because, you know, self-loathing like can manifest in so many ways. It can manifest on our inabilities to take care of our needs. It can sneak up on you on like just not wanting to go to therapy, you know, or like knowing that you have an issue and not wanting to address it. For me, like that self-loathing manifested through looking at myself in the mirror and criticize myself, and then like finding ways to punish my body because of it, you know, by eating badly, by doing drugs or abusing drugs, by drinking alcohol, you know, and you know, a lot of people keep talking about self-love, you know, but like sometimes I felt like those conversations were so foreign to me. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to self-love myself. What does that mean, you know? And I think like fast forward to now where like I have hobbies and I have coping mechanisms, and, you know, it manifests on, you know, once a month I get a Thai massage, and I learned that like when I exit that Thai massage, I have to book my next month.
Immediately.
I immediately, like, I'm like, before I leave, I pay, and I was like, can we book the next month? Because if I don't do that, I don't go back for like 3 months, you know, 4 months. And so like, even that, just being like, okay, how can I create like little moments of ritual and habits that kind of reinforce self-care, that kind of forces me to do self-care? What is self-care? You know, like self-care sometimes mean putting yourself in really uncomfortable situations that to address things that like maybe you normalized for yourself, right? And sometimes like even means to go and learn something new, you know, like I've been taking classes with dance classes with one of my friends, you know, shout out to Scratches if you're listening. We go on Fridays, and, you know, both of us like were really scared of going because I haven't danced in forever. He never taken dance class. You came to one too. And, you know, and I, you know, like putting yourself in that position of humbleness of like, I don't know something and I'm going to do something new, and it's uncomfortable and I'm going to look stupid and I'm not going to know what the norms are, you know, like, and that can be for therapy, you know, for people that are so scared of therapy because it's so new. It's like such a new set of rules, you know, that you don't know.
Yeah.
Or taking a dance class, or even taking a massage, you know, or like some other new modality of healing and self-care. And I love my Friday class because it's movement that is not, first of all, I don't know what's going to happen. Secondly, it's not programmed. Like, it's not structured like my gym or my stretches. It's like, it's going to go there and I'm going to have to learn some funky new way of putting my body in a weird shape that I never done before, you know? And it's silly, you know? And like, it's uncomfortable, and now it's not so uncomfortable because we've been doing it now consistently. and I look at myself in the videos and I can find a thousand things to judge, and then bringing it back to like, but you know what? I'm having fun.
Laughing, smiling.
I'm laughing. I'm learning something new. And the price of entry is always going to be like humbling yourself and looking dumb.
Yeah.
If you want to get better at it.
Yeah.
And even if I don't get better, it's
the purpose is
the playfulness.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to do something playful.
And do something, that's going to make you feel good.
Yeah, because the gym is not playful. Like when I go to the gym, I'm serious, I'm focused, I'm committed, I'm like trying to get in and out, like being efficient. Mm-hmm. And that's still very structured, you know. And the dance classes, I think, like what it's bringing into my life is this like joy of like, doing it,
moving your body in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure what else to say about body dysmorphia. I think I
think it's just like such a huge thread through kind of today's topic.
Yeah.
Is like the different ways that we all experience body dysmorphia. Because like I think when like my experience of it is similarly, where I don't know that I'm really harsh on myself necessarily, but my self-image of it like kind of fluctuates between like chubby 8th grader and then like Twinkie just graduated from fashion. Wow. So it's like
this is your self-image now?
It fluctuates, between those.
Yeah.
It fluctuates between those two things because, certainly there are definitely moments. Like for example, like when I look, like to me, it's very hard to. There are often times where like my brain cannot understand how Scott is like 20, 30 pounds lighter than I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I look, like I'm like he has such defined big pecs, and I look at his arms, and I'm like, wow. But then I'll see a picture of us next to each other, and I'm like, wow, my arms look big next to him. Like I look big next to him. Like it's like I don't see myself as that quite yet.
I always see myself as a small person.
Yeah.
And people talk about my arms, and I'm like, they're not big, and like I don't see them as big. But I think like also like the perspective from inside looks different.
Yeah, looking down at my arm, like I will never be able to see my arms in the way that somebody else can
from
see
the outside.
My arms.
Yeah, but like I look at my arms and it's like, oh no, they're tiny. And like that's not what people see. And then there's this weird thing where like the mirror shows me an image of myself that I get used to, and then someone takes a picture of me, and because of the perspective and the lenses, it completely shifts, and it really fucks with my brain until like I learn, like there's like an editing tool I use that kind of fixes the perspective and the lens, and it looks like the mirror, and I'm like, oh, okay, this my body looks like this, like it doesn't look like this fucked up version, because like cameras like fuck you up, like because lenses can absolutely change fully.
Lenses, lighting, angle,
for sure.
Big game changers.
So yeah, it's really interesting, and I think like I think it goes back to the brain. Like, don't trust everything your brain tells you. Don't trust everything your brain tells you, because like most of the time it's lying to you, and it's just this ongoing chain of monkey business.
Yeah, you don't need to listen to you don't need to entertain every stupid thought your brain has, as I learned on another podcast episode recently.
Yeah. And I feel like, it's when the goalposts are moving that to me like signals. It's like, okay, wait, like, did I achieve what I wanted, or is like this never ending, moving up the goalposts? Like, celebrate also new achievements. I remember celebrating my 200 pounds scale, reaching to that point, and being like, okay, now it's just something that I want to maintain, because 20 pounds ago this was my goal and this is what I wanted, and so like now just stop there. Don't just keep going and going and going and going as like this never ending black hole of desires, because otherwise, you're never going to stop and appreciate and have that self-love develop, right?
Yeah. Because I certainly think that a lot of the thing, I mean, the another kind of like thread of this conversation is like, when do these acts of self-love actually become just like feeding self-loathing.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's the key of dysmorphia. It's like self-care, or
is the thing that I'm doing actually making me feel better, or am I just running,
or it's just
or am I just
worse.
running away from
Right.
feeling shitty?
Yeah. You know, because body dysmorphia, I think, characterized by like just constantly feeling worse about yourself instead of better, right?
Yeah.
So let's move to aesthetics. You know, I think we have some groupings here. Aesthetics, as in like how can you improve different parts of yourself through
Surgeries,
treatments, diets, or things that you ingest. I think, like, again, to me, this whole conversation was hard to put into buckets because the spectrum part. So we have like painless and non-invasive things. Yeah, I think that the super basic ones that I learned early on in my 20s was skincare.
Yeah.
And something that I've been loving recently is any Korean skincare products. That was the basket on the white elephant.
Ryan, you owe me a basket of goodies.
I don't
just
think he
so
listens
you know.
to our podcast.
Well, you're gonna listen to this one day, and when you hear it, know that you owe me.
So we had a white elephant party, and my contribution to the gift was this basket with like Korean skin products because I'm obsessed with them. They're like,
I still can't get over that one bottle was toothpaste. That was the craziest looking toothpaste.
I'll get you another one.
I'll get you
another
one. It
one.
looked like, I don't know, like some kind of face serum. It was such
It
a
was
beautiful.
so beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
It had a gradient, like the color.
I know, it's blue and clear,
and
and then
clear.
a gold top to it. And then I read toothpaste, and I was like, that's the fucking fanciest toothpaste I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'll get you too. So anyhow, if you haven't started with Korean skincare products, you guys, like, I absolutely recommend it. Mostly because they're like actually on the cheaper side. They are like really advanced compared to the shit that we get here in America, which is usually some variants of petroleum or some byproduct of other industries that they just repackage it, put some smell and color, and then they sell it to you as like some amazing thing. So head over to like Korean skin products. There's so many good creams. There's like there's like collagen masks, like those things I absolutely love. I became a little bit of a junkie. Like, I just been loving the effects on my skin, and so like I've been doing that very consistently. I also have like a couple of new machines that I bought, and so I have like a radio frequency one.
Is that this one? This is the magnetic wave.
No. This is just this is like a magnetic field for us to heal our electromagnetic resonance.
Why are you laughing at yourself so hard?
I barely believe it, but like I kind of do believe it. Like I just
can't hurt.
I don't know if like it can hurt. Like there's definitely some science to it. We are electromagnetic beings, and that is supposed to be creating a field with a coil at that particular frequency. No, the radio frequency wave is like, it's like this machine. It kind of gets a little bit hot, and you just essentially like put it all over your skin, and kind of helps promote collagen building. Then I also have a laser machine that you also use. That one gets really hot. It's like a very strong, bright flash.
That's the like gridded laser one, right? Where it looks like square.
Yeah. That's where there's one in my bathroom. There's one in my bedroom. I'll show it to you later. And then I have the red laser mask therapy. I give you the old one.
I put it on to try it the one time, and I got to figure out the cord thing.
Okay, yeah.
As soon as it started giving me trouble, I was like, I don't have the patience for this right now.
Yeah, but like that one could be fixed maybe, but I don't know. Maybe there's like some downtown person.
Well, it's funny because it only does it on the red light setting specifically. It doesn't
really?
It doesn't do it for the other colors.
Oh, interesting. You can use the purple maybe.
Yeah,
Then
that's what I was thinking.
It's blue one.
Yeah.
But anyhow, my red laser mass therapy too. It's like I've been seeing how the texture of my skin has been like shifting, and I'm like, oh wow, this things actually do work.
Yeah.
And then in the more invasive side of things, we have like Botox and filler and like threads and surgery.
I would certainly give some of those things a try one day, but I have not had any of them yet.
Yeah, I think like for me, fillers, I've done it a couple times. I used to have really sunken eye sockets, and it looked like I always have like this very tired eyes. And it didn't help that people will see me and be like, oh, you look tired. You haven't slept last night. Uh, so obviously that sort of affected me. I think we talked about it in another podcast, but like, please guys, don't, like, it's never nice to like, you know, highlight people's weight or highlight like how tired they look. Like, you don't know what is genetic versus what's actually like.
It's funny because I just like, and I don't necessarily know where it came from, but I just have this really strong like aversion to like commenting on people's bodies.
Yeah.
Like I'll compliment like your shirt, your outfit, whatever, but probably the only comment I would make about a person to their face relating to their body would be like to compliment them on their butt or something like that. But that's probably like specifically the only one that I would ever comment on somebody's body.
Yeah, I remember like once like complimenting to someone because they have gotten leaner. And it was actually the opposite of what they wanted. They wanted to get bigger.
Yeah.
And
that's what I mean. I just comment
bit
on
my
size.
tongue, and I was like, oh, you know, like I meant it as a compliment, but I realized that I should have, you know, like talked about your body. I didn't realize that that was the opposite. Like I literally deflated someone by thinking that I was complimenting them. And it has happened to me too, you know, and so like I know better, you know, and so but anyhow, we were talking about what?
Aesthetics. Well, you're talking about we started going into the more invasive stuff. So like talked about Botox, fillers.
I mean, Botox and fillers. So I did fillers under my eyes.
That's what I think I would do like fillers.
It's just, oh my god, it was night and day.
Night and day?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was like, what's he trying to say?
Thank you for fixing my...
I'm glad you appreciate it.
That was a very dyslexic moment. Nay and die.
Nay and die. Nay and die.
Yeah, you know, like it was automatic. And like literally, I think like a day after I went to the gym and this girl was like, oh my God, you look so rested. And I'm like, great.
Also,
fuck you, but like, thanks. I'm glad that it worked.
Fuck like, you and thank you.
Like, that's exactly what I wanted to like look like. And so, I, you know, fillers and Botox are like semi-permanent. And so, like, it doesn't last forever. You know, like it you know.
Well, fillers last for like what, like a year?
I think it depends where in your face you do it, because there's parts of your face that move a lot, and then there are parts of your face that don't. And so I've been slowly replacing the filler with. I mean, I only done filler once under my eyes, but now the collagen salmon semen thing is supposed to actually build the same thing naturally, so that's why I actually been doing it, because it's not something foreign injected to be there.
That's what I was just gonna ask, is what the filler, like what is that?
What is it? It's hyaluronic acid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not bad for you.
Yeah.
There are some risk of that migrating, so if you have seen who's the Notebook guy?
Ryan Gosling. If
you've seen him recently, you can see like he put a lot of filler in his face. It doesn't look great when you overdo it, and it can migrate in your face to other areas because it's, you know,
especially probably if you put so much in.
Yeah, if you put so much in, so like then your face face kind of looks like a cloud. I don't know how to explain it, but like it just doesn't look well.
Interesting.
Like it looks
I'm
puffy.
so excited to go look up Ryan Gosling right now.
It looks puffy and it just looks like undefined.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably seen what you're
Yeah,
talking about,
so-
but like haven't been able. I wouldn't know that that's specifically related to fillers.
Zac Efron looks the same too. Like
Oh man,
he put so much filler, and so I think filler is good to like kind of fix small areas, but it doesn't look good if you're unhappy with your features.
You're trying to like change
and
the
you're
shape
trying to
of your
change
face.
your features because it's
Yeah.
like a semi-permanent thing. So like like if you really want to change a feature, go talk to like a really good surgeon.
Yeah.
Like go full on.
Anybody
go
who's
ham on it.
injecting, yeah.
But like injections, don't do it. Like if you want bigger lips, don't do fillers. They look like sausages. It looks so fake. It just looks.
it's the like duck look. It's like
It's a permanent.
just
duck.
always looks weird. From
Yeah,
the
to
side.
me, it's the fact that like you lose the lines of your lips and they just look like glossy and like smooth. It's
like I said, for me, it's the profile when they turn and it's just like looks like two Pringles that they're like doing the duck thing with.
okay, again, we're not here to judge your choices. You know, like some people.
That's just those are my preferences. Some people love that.
Like if you love that look, by all means do it. But again, you know, like right now, I'm choosing non-invasive stuff. You know, because I think I still can get a look that just give me a few years back without having to go full ham on surgery.
Yeah.
In 10 years, like if I have the money, which I don't, also don't have the money for like big surgeries, but if I do, and I want to do it and just change my look, like I am not going to be ashamed of that. Like I
Yeah.
would just be like, hey, this is giving me confidence and it's making me feel good about myself. Like
Yeah.
what is the point of like
Which is the point. Is
Yeah.
if it's making you feel good about yourself, great. Do
Yeah.
it, pursue it.
yeah
As long as I think then, like I said, like it's the line of, is it actually making you feel good versus like, is
Yeah.
it just like a Band-Aid on distress?
yeah and I will never obviously do it if I don't have the money to throw.
Yeah.
Because even all of these things to me, like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, like I have expensive face. Like it's maintenance every 6
Yeah.
months. Like some of these things are not super cheap. And so like again, like it's not breaking my bank, but I wouldn't be able to do it with like a job like from 10
Oh
years
yeah, I
ago.
mean, there's certainly
Yeah.
like I like exactly. I think all of us are like in some ways limited, obviously, by what we have access to.
Yeah.
So like I don't really do anything other than just like general skincare routine stuff.
Yeah.
Exfoliate, moisturize,
Yeah, which goes a long way.
sit in a bath of
Moisturize,
coconut
guys.
oil.
Moisturize and use sunscreen. I think that will give
I'm
you.
not good about sunscreen on a regular
Well,
basis.
for painless and non-invasive, we have bleached assholes, which we already sort of touched base
A couple times.
Yeah, and then
Well, yeah, I mean, but I can't speak to the actual bleaching an asshole treatment. I don't know.
Yeah,
because you said it burned a little bit, right?
I only heard it from porn stars or porn people. No.
Don't they? And isn't there also a thing with like porn stars where they get like Botox injected into their butthole or like filler to get rid of like the spokes in their butthole, like the little lines, like how you were talking about, like how getting filler on your lips or whatever gets rid of the lines. People do that for their buttholes.
Oh my god! If you can't see my face, guys, my
You
jaw
didn't know
just
that?
dropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they get those injections in their butthole to get rid of the lines, so it's just like
I need a
smooth-
top to tell me if that is hot.
I wonder how that changes the way that it feels. Like, does that change the way that it feels?
Does it feel tighter?
Is it harder for the bottom? Is it more uncomfortable? Or is it less because Botox is like not numbing? And
If any one of our followers,
please DM us and tell us about your
we need
experience.
to know. We will interview
We're
also
so
if you want
we're
to
so
be
curious.
on. We're so curious. So one thing that you brought up in terms of these things is like the addiction, like what is the line between self-care and addiction? Because you showed me the
Oh, the
Ken
human Ken
doll.
doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's a Barbie doll also.
I'm sure that there's a whole probably community.
Yeah, but it's this very strange surgical filler look specifically.
The aesthetic is to look like you've had work done, essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
because I mean, the human Ken doll had exactly what you described, with the kind of like belly with abs implanted over top of it.
wow. Yeah, and so again, if that's your aesthetic, who am I to like judge it?
Exactly. If it's making you happy and like you feel great, and then, but for me, it is hard to for me, it's hard to envision that, because I just cannot, like, you must constantly be having, my threshold is just different. Like, I would never be able to spend that much time and money on maintaining a look. Like,
Right. Yeah, and there's also like, to me, I still want to look like a natural human. Like, that's still my aesthetic.
I don't want to be perfectly symmetrical, like all of those things. Like, asymmetry is what makes you look more natural.
That's really interesting, because I was like looking at some surgeries. I was looking at this before and after surgery for people that have very asymmetrical faces, like, where like they have like diagonal stuff, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know we could fix that stuff, and I was like quite fascinated. So moving on to like more painful and invasive things, we have like laser burns. I've seen like this treatment before and after, like online, where like 70-year-old like literally get this like chemical laser peel combination, and their faces just like literally shed like 20-30 years. It's insane. The recovery period is really long. It's like 4 weeks or something, like, and you look like a monster,
I bet,
for like those 4 weeks. But then like the results afterwards, you're like, whoa,
they literally like singe off your whole face and you grow a whole new one.
That's insane. I will be fucking scared of doing it, because
that just sounds too
really
intense,
painful.
But I don't do anything, so like I'm like just happy to like maybe this year get my first chemical peel.
Oh my god, we should
mild. We'll start at mild.
I did this one called Old Therapy. It's ultra light therapy. It's like literally electricity going through like this sort of like machine through your face. Like, they put the like that gel that
like
they
for
use
like
for
ultrasound. Yeah, that's what I was
they
thinking.
put that gel in your face, and then they shock you with this really it's the most painful thing I've done. Worse than the semen, worse than Botox, worse than fillers, worse than the abrasive, whatever that one that has like.
As somebody who's kind of interested,
microneedling.
How painful was fillers?
Fillers are uncomfortable.
Okay.
I would say they're not painful. Like, literally the way that this one works is they essentially create one little input area. So it's one pinch, and then they put this little hose that goes inside. But as it goes inside, it sort of breaks some of your like connection under. And then they just essentially start feeling it from the inside all the way out. It's not painful. It's just like,
feels weird.
Like, it feels like you're breaking a membrane, like, and you can sense it.
I can't even imagine what that.
But it's not
like.
painful. Like, it's not painful.
Yeah.
Like, except for the first initial,
just
like,
weird.
The initial injection area. The little hose going through your skin underneath is kind of weird.
As long as I don't have to see that happening.
Right, yeah, no, you don't. You usually don't. And like, I even tell her, like, don't show me any of the stuff that you're using.
Nope.
Just go, like, I'll close my eye.
Yeah, can we put some Netflix on the ceiling?
Yeah, mostly it's just like, and obviously you can't dance, you can't talk, because it's a very delicate area. But I would say old therapy was the worst. Like, I literally will feel the shocks of the electricity going through my brain. And I was like, there's no way this is good. Like, it was just like so shocking. That said, the effects are probably some of the most instant.
pretty hurts.
that I seen. So like by the time I got home, like I could feel my skin have tightened, and I was like, what in the world, you know, like, and like a couple of weeks later I had like this very new baby skin, and I was just like, this is insane, you know, like that you can do this.
Yeah.
It's like you can get as young as you're able to tolerate pain. And it's such a weird dichotomy,
That's
right?
nice because I feel like I have a decent threshold for pain.
For pain, I want to see like face pain, because like it's a sensitive area.
Yeah, I can't speak to.
I feel like, you know, you want to whip me in bed, like I'm all for it. You want to spank my ass, like, and like make it red, all for it. You know, like
you want to electrocute my face.
That is some sensitive shit, you know.
Yeah.
And so
I certainly can't speak to like what face pain might feel like.
I've been struggling with the idea of like getting wax on my butthole.
That sounds so bad.
Or even laser.
Yeah.
And I'm so scared.
Yeah.
I'm literally so scared because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. First of all, I have a level of shyness about going to like
butthole treatment stuff.
Getting a butthole like laser.
I feel like that feels normal. Yeah. It's a very vulnerable position to be.
I just feel bad for like the stranger having to like deal with my butthole, you know? And
they chose that industry.
Wow. Thank you. I think that's what I needed to remember.
They chose that industry.
Like, that is their choice to work there. Like, like it's not like
nobody's forcing them for that job.
Yeah, it's like they could do a lot of other things before getting there.
Yeah,
that's true. Like, it's not also like it's, you know, a lower end job.
No, that's
like,
not, and then it's also you have to go through training. You have to go through like that's not just like a job you can just like walk into off the street. And
okay, I might just get my butthole lasered.
They want to laser your butthole.
Yeah, I mean,
you're paying for their groceries by going and getting your butthole lasered.
Was told very recently, as of like a couple of days ago, last night,
within the last 24 hours,
that I have a really nice butt and a really nice butthole. So, you know, maybe I should ask him to laser my butthole.
What do you think?
Yeah. So. Yeah, pain becomes proof that you're trying hard enough. I don't know why I wrote that, but
well, I mean, it relates to the topic, like you said, like the level of improvement or change that you can see is in these more invasive scenarios directly correlated to the amount of pain that you can withstand.
Yeah, and this is an interesting like question, you know, like is all of these things that we do, is this like part of self-expression? Is like, you know, getting a tattoo is painful, and we do it, you know,
and there's not that much judgment about it,
right?
Especially in today's
there's not
age.
much judgment, but you know, some of these things that I do, they're actually like equal, maybe a little bit less than a tattoo. They're definitely shorter timing, you know, like it doesn't take that long to get like Botox on your face.
Yeah, my back was like 13 and a half hours.
Yeah, if you can sit through a tattoo, you can sit through fillers, and you can absolutely sit through like, you know, Botox and injectables in general. But they're very similar in terms of like, I mean, like I did, what was it, a microneedling thing, and that's literally 5 needles going in and out like throughout your whole fucking face, you know. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think for me the difference when I think about it with my face is like with at least my other tattoos, like I could look away and distract myself by looking at something else. Like didn't have to look, especially my back. Like I literally can't see that. So yeah, I get tripped up on the idea of it's like it's right here. Like, where do I look?
Yeah. So our final like section here is the fitfluencer illusion. We touched a little bit of it on it. We have like the Instagays and we have the fitfluencers. which they do sell a body image.
Yeah.
And often are not either natural or sustainable or even real. Like I've seen AI now coming into the scene, like playing, some good tricks. You call out earlier, like lighting, shapes, like sometimes angles, like sometimes you can, like if I don't eat for a day, oh my God, my body looks crazy, amazing, but like that's not a sustainable thing, you know, like that. I missed a meal yesterday, or no, I missed a meal on the way back from Yosemite. And like I got home and I was like, oh wow, like I'm looking like
fucking vascular.
Yeah, so vascular, and like it's like no, I'm dehydrated and like
dehydrated,
I haven't
tired,
eaten
and
all day. And so like obviously that's not something that you can do every day, but a lot of influencers do that for photo shoots.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Dehydrate themselves.
Yeah, and like I mean like Hollywood stars have that, and models have done that forever. Like like if you're gonna have a shoot, you're gonna starve yourself.
Well,
for
I mean,
like 24 hours.
Literally, like fitness competitions, like
right?
They just
and like
literally,
fitness competitions, those are insane. And this is the thing.
They
with
like
fitness,
eat like a fucking like Swedish fish right
oh
before
my God,
they go on
have
stage.
The whole
and that's
diet, down to like a whole like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out,
my
1
sister
week
did
out,
it for
2
a
days
while.
out, like everything is like in this crazy schedule. That they do specifically, which also puts the body through like really deep strain, so those things are not a sustainable lifestyle, and a lot of bodybuilders that go through those shows also have a very reduced lifespan. A lot of them like die very early because even though they're like natty for the event, most of the time they're juicing prior to the event and prior to like the timing where like it actually does get out of their system before they go into
that whole lifestyle is really hard on your heart
and your liver. And like I can't remember that guy Piana, he died at 40, because he was massive, he was revered in the bodybuilding community. He had a beautiful heart, but he died at 40 because he was juicing all of these crazy things and putting his body through like so much strain for the shows, that like just ultimately like
I don't think it's like good. I think it's just like not good for the body to be like constantly going through these extremes of changing shape and size.
There was also like that was like in my way of doing PEDs, I choose the consistent sustainable underdose rather than the 12-week cycles where like you just inject your body with so much stuff, for 12 weeks. And I did that once and I was like, whoa, the coming down of that was just like my sex drive got all out of whack. Like I didn't want to have sex and like nothing was working right. And like I felt depressed. It was like so intense. When you
stopped that cycle?
When you stop the cycle and you had to do a post cycle. And so there's all the drugs that you do. And so another way of doing this is just like having a very low dose, just consistent. And that has proven to improve my mood.
Bit more my style.
Improve my moods and improve my emotional stability. Like I also noticed like with the high doses, you get the angry issues and like everything just becomes this like emotional regulation need. It's like someone bump into you at the gym. And it's like, oh my God, I have to like
kill them.
How dare you, motherfucker! Murder! And so like I don't want to deal with that. Like I have a very stressful job. Like I can't afford to get pissed off at anybody, like and it's funny because like like you might like I can't remember, like I remember like I like something fell off in my kitchen and I just blew up, like I was like, this is not okay. Something I want to deal with, like I'm a very chill person for the most part, and so like I can't be dealing with like having to emotionally regulate every little inconvenience that happens, right? And so another way of doing this is just literally boosting your testosterone to a level that feels more natural and sustainable. And so for me, what it did is like it helped me regulate my weight, regulate my hunger. It really actually stabilized my anxiety a lot. Like I also noticed like because my testosterone was lower, I was running higher on
Estrogen?
estrogen. Thank you. This is so good to have a nutritionist in the panel to regulate my estrogen because like I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of like just more heightened emotions, you know, like you think I cry a lot now? Like I was a crybaby, like everything was making me cry. And so testosterone actually did ground me and just made me feel more calm and more like, you know, just in general more grounded. And I don't have to come in and out, you know, like it just boosts my levels, you know, to a useful goal for me.
I did testosterone for, I think it was like shortly after I first got diagnosed with HIV, somewhere within that first year.
Yeah.
I remember trying it. I did the...
Injection?
No, I did like this topical lotion stuff that I had to spread on my belly.
That actually, it's like, I seen it, like doctors rate that like a 50% efficiency, you know, and so yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, it was weird because then it's also like you're like not supposed to like touch stuff for a certain while afterwards, and I have to like the directions like are like make sure you very thoroughly wash your hands afterwards. Yeah, because you can like give it
to other people.
Well, I remember there was a whole House. Do you remember the show House?
No.
It was like a medical show where it was like all these weird things would happen and the whole show was like trying to figure out, like, for example, I remember the first episode I ever saw was like all these people started like going into comas and turning blue and they couldn't figure out what it was and they were all ingesting some chemical that was in the salt at some diner. So the episodes are always something like that. And so in this one episode there was this very, very sick little girl. And what was happening was she had some condition that got exasperated by testosterone, having high testosterone levels that she was getting because her dad was supplementing testosterone and then like would go like hug her and stuff like that. And so she had these like, she's like a little 7-8-year-old girl with like super crazy high testosterone levels.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But kind of interesting though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's House, so who knows how much truth there is to like the fact that like that can result in somebody going into a coma, but
yeah, I wonder.
Enough to have instructions to make sure you thoroughly wash your hands if you apply it.
So bringing it back to the influencers, you know, I think like, you know, when we look at social media and when we kind of idolize these bodies, I think we need to make sure that we remember that there's like where they're hiding maybe starvation or like
dehydration, supplementation,
PEDs, you know, like burnout, you know, like they're obviously making their income depends on selling an image. And
in addition to all these extra things that they're doing, remember that like that is their life.
Yeah, it's their livelihood. And so they're obviously like trying to sell an image, and most of the time they will not, you know, tell you that they're doing these extra things, you know, because they're not probably seen as like a path for everybody. So make sure that if you're looking at some people, that you're looking at the people that, you know, have attainable goals for what you're willing to put yourself through. And you know, because otherwise it can be also the root cause of a lot of our body dysmorphia. I know it was for me. Like I will look at these things, we'll go crazy at the gym, we'll go crazy with diets, and like still not be attainable. And so, you know,
well, I mean, I specifically avoid following people on social media just because they're hot for exactly those reasons. Like
I have everybody hot in my social media.
You have to have other things that are keeping me there. Like there might be the buy-in, the initial buy-in, which what gets me to check out your page. But if there's not anything more interesting happening there, you're gonna fall off
for sure. So don't compare your real life to someone's monetized illusion, right? You know, like be very careful with that.
Remember that, like, even though you're seeing a person's profile, like that's an advertisement, it's marketing, it's not real.
And I think that the challenge, you know, like something that I wanted to say is like, are you inspired by who they are? Are you inspired to, be healthier and better on yourself and have more self-care, or are you being slowly convinced that you're not enough?
Yeah.
Because I think that that's another angle that I see, like there is this toxic fitfluencer reality where like they just make you feel unhappy or insecure in order to get their services, right?
Yeah, like things like where they're like trying to show you a certain way to work out, and they're like, or you're an idiot for doing it this way, like where they like try to be kind of like mean or whatever to like get you to, I guess, like have a reaction to what they're saying. It's like so interesting to me.
Yeah. Like that. It's that bad pattern. It has a name where like they guilt you into.
Yeah, it's like probably like some kind of specific
Yeah,
marketing
it's like
technique.
sometimes it happens on like a commercial or an advertising where it's like, well, if you don't want to get healthier, you can not buy. Yeah, don't buy this product.
Yeah.
So it is always like, to me, it doesn't work because as soon as I read that, it's like, you are shitty. I'm gonna move away.
Yeah.
So on our wrap up, we have queer as fuck, FAQ, fear.
What is our FAQ?
We have a few questions. First one is, what beauty standard did you grow up believing that you now question?
What beauty standard did I grow up believing that I now question? I mean, the first thought that comes to my head is like my initial desire to be like hairless, and like the things that I like how I used to like shave my whole torso. I used to even occasionally, like once or twice a year, I would shave my legs. And
Interesting.
yeah, and it's just like I don't necessarily know why I had this like aversion to like my own body hair, but I certainly don't feel that way anymore.
Oh, interesting. I think for me, I was hanging out with the hippies, and I absolutely believed that I had to have tattoos and piercings, specifically my ears gauged. And so something that I did in my 20s is because I didn't want to actually go through the process of stretching my ear holes.
Did you have like it surgically done or something?
I had a hollow needle done it already at a gauged size.
Did that hurt?
I mean, yes, I don't remember. It was early 20s. But now as an adult, if I want to close them, they will never close.
Yeah, I mean, literally, if I take mine out for like a day or two, they're hard to get back in. Yeah.
Mine are forever.
Yeah.
At the gauge, so the one that I have is the smallest that they will get. If I don't wear anything. I eventually did still continue to stretch them, and I had like this big giant big stones hanging. But it's funny because it's like, well, I guess like for the rest of my life, I'm gonna look like a millennial with, like that look from the early 90s, like a punk rock, look.
I'm never, I mean, I'll probably just keep mine forever.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever change it, but so that's probably the weirdest one I did. What cosmetic or fitness choice did you do for approval, not for yourself?
Cosmetic or fitness choice that I did for approval. You have to go first. I have to think.
Okay. I will say like the filler under my eyes was definitely a learned criticism. Like it was a criticism that made me feel unhappy with my face. Like I don't think that like I remember ever looking at myself and being like, oh, I look tired. Like it was something that was reinforced through people doing that to me that made me self-conscious of it. And it happened so often. It happened at work. Like I remember like managers, coming up to me and it's like, oh, it looked like you didn't sleep last night. And it kind of sort of felt like almost was like counter to professionalism or to my career, or they could actually play against me. And so I think like it grew into this, discomfort about myself that like the moment that I learned that it existed and that I was able to afford it, I just went for it.
Yeah.
And it has a very high risk.
Yeah.
Also, like some estheticians will not perform it. You have to be specially trained to do it, and there is a risk of going blind.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like straight up, like like if it gets infected or if it's not done properly or by someone that is not very well knowledge on it or practice, they literally told me, it's like, if you do this, there's a high risk of this, and if this happens, you might go blind. It's like, what are the percentages? Like, it was still like pretty low percentage, but it was non-zero. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that one was done and because I wanted to not look tired for other people,
I would say then mine was hyperfixation on exercising my butt to get a big butt, because I definitely...
Guys, I'm gonna say I saw Ryan with snow pants this weekend, and his butt looked so good on those pants.
Because I
have to compliment him.
Fixate on butt exercises.
I can stop now.
Yeah,
whatever. Well, I mean, don't stop. But like your routine is working.
Yeah, what I'm doing is working. I definitely do like 2 glute focused workouts. Like that's my focus when I do my leg days is my glutes. I just focus on my glutes the whole time. But yeah, I definitely grew up. The joke my dad would always make was, so there supposedly we have some Native American in our genealogy. I don't know if I believe that that's true, but it just attributed to like the certain jokes that my dad would make often. Oh boy. So that he used to say that I was from the tribe Noacetol. And there was like definitely like a joke about my butt even being like concave after I like became really...
Oh my God, that is like my whole trauma inducing.
My whole family, yeah.
I know. There's this weird thing with my family too, is like they will just really zone in on like some specific...
For me, it was a flat butt.
Yeah, like, and then they just, I know it's done in some sort of weird twisted love, but it's just also so fucked up because it kind of creates this deep insecurities that they're so hard to move from,
which only then gets exasperated being a gay man with the like coveting of the butt. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta fucking get an ass on
my
me.
God, if you guys looked at Heated Rivalry, Ilya's butt is just impossible. God. Like the first thing I saw, I know it's a bottom. Like I don't really give a shit about butts, but like I had to comment on that. I was like, holy crap.
Well, it's funny because
like it created a deep trauma on me. It's like I have to work out harder.
It's funny because everybody's like, I see so much on like. Of like their butts, and it's like no. Hudson's is okay, but Ilya's butt.
Hudson's is obtainable. Ilya's butt is like a combination of genetic. Like it almost looks like, I'm like, do you have a BBL? Is that real? It is real. It's it's insanely like
it looks.
Yeah,
it's so impressive. It looks unnatural.
Yeah,
but still amazing.
So our last question is like, how do you stop spiraling when the mirror turns on you? If it ever does, I don't know. Maybe
I stop looking.
Yeah, that's my answer too. Like
I stop looking and I start saying nice things about myself.
I haven't got to that point where like I can say nice things when I'm in the spiral mode. Like I just literally, as soon as I hear a criticism in my head, I just walk away and I'm like, oh, we're not doing that. Like I used to stare at the mirror and just literally destroy myself with thoughts. So I guess like I just know to walk away and then just put a song and start singing.
When I was younger, it's funny because Scott and I were just talking about this recently. There was, before I got prescribed Adderall and lost all the weight, when I was still in like my chubby phase, there was like a really long period of my life where I had this like fantasy that I had like a laptop or like a computer that I could use to like alter my appearance whenever I wanted to.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the manifestation of like my insecurity about my looks, was like this desire to just like have this super cool magical technical device that could just like change my appearance at any given moment.
Nice. Or like metamorphosis as like a superpower.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's still my.
That's my that's my
favorite.
D&D character as a changeling, giving me the superpower to just transform into anybody.
I
at
used
any
to
time.
watch Gem and the Holograms. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a cartoon from the 80s. Her father dies. They're orphans at this point, and he leaves them, her and her sister, a supercomputer that can project holograms through the earrings that she wears. And so they create this like band where like the alter egos of each of them is like a rock star. And they have like outfits and like fashion and like all these amazing things, but they literally can turn into anyone or anything through holograms projected through their earrings. This is a really awesome show. And then they have like music videos, so like you're like watching the show and then they go into song, and then when they go into song it's the actual video.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a really good show.
What was it called?
Gem and the Holograms.
Gem and the Holograms. Okay.
If you can find it, I don't know what it would be like. I haven't seen it. Like I wonder if there's like distribution rights or issues or something.
Oh yeah, maybe it was one of, like, I know that's like one of the reasons why like this one movie I really like. Oh gosh, and it's totally what's Dogma. The only way to watch it online is to watch it on YouTube, because there's like these weird legal.
Oh, I'm sure that it's like on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen like some of the music videos on YouTube.
But you can't. They will never be available on Amazon or Netflix or any of those things, because there's some weird thing around the legal rights around digital distribution or something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder how much we lost on that transition to streaming, because I do remember like old things. Like sometimes I'm like, I haven't seen that show anywhere. Like, you know,
there's just a big giant trash pile of DVDs and VHSs
somewhere
of content
that nobody's
we will
gonna ever
never
think about
see
or
again.
buy. Yeah, it's crazy. So anyhow, for our closing, one thing that I wanted to share, kind of reflect on, or been reflecting on, that like all these societal standards that we kind of attach to, they aren't neutral. Like there's obviously like ebb and flow of trends that happen over time. Like what we were just referencing earlier, like
eyebrows,
eyebrows, or
hairless
the skinny versus the more voluptuous thing. Even like now we have like Latino standards, like being beautiful, where like 20 years ago that wasn't a beauty thing, know. And so I think that all of those things change, but they're also like tools of oppressions and like signs of wealth. So like we were talking about the Mar-a-Lago look,
the Mar-a-Lago face.
Like that's a sign of like wealth and power, and like, and like the Kardashians, the Kardashians look, like whatever that is, which I don't approve of.
Trademarked look.
Like, they all do. And like, it's just like, it's a sign of wealth, and let's remember that when we kind of sort of look up to this, looks, like what it is, and like find your own way also to express yourself through what you do to your body. That is also a sign of you, like don't lose that by like just following some specific like look outside of yourself.
Yeah, and try to avoid like having your sense of self-worth or value be associated
with your looks.
With how you think other people think you look. I think that it's okay for your self-worth and your value to be associated with how you think that you look. You feel, you feeling good about yourself, but don't outsource that.
Yeah. Another reflection is, like make sure that your personal standards about yourself that should support your mental health, like it's making you feel better about yourself. and not like you're chasing something and obviously not destroying it or making you feel worse because you haven't attained, that perfect ideal state. Like there's no perfect, there's no ideal, there's a journey. There's a journey to get there. Just make sure that as you go through it, with the things that you do, the habits that you form, the
checking in with
procedures that you
yourself.
do, that you're still sort of being happier and more confident and feeling better about yourself, and not the opposite. Aesthetics, make sure that they're not the enemy. That like when you look at yourself in the mirror, that you're not just only focusing on the things that you're not happy about yourself. Like find, that self-care, that, that love and appreciation for yourself. Ask yourself the question that we asked ourselves at the beginning for the icebreaker. It's like, what has your body done for you?
Yeah.
What thing do you love about yourself? Remember to check in with yourself with those things.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you hit a nice note earlier. It's like these are all should be tools to like express ourselves and like show the world who we are, not things that we do to like make ourselves more palatable to other people or to make ourselves or to compare ourselves to other people.
Comparison it's a very shady measure, because you might inadvertently lose who you are.
Yeah.
Or
compare yourself to like other versions of yourself.
Yeah, or stack yourself to like try to find something that is unattainable for you, and like you will never, like I will never be white. I will never be able to fit on one of those like Fire Island pictures and speedos. Like that's not who I am. No matter how much, like back in the day, like also like looking at advertising for Abercrombie and Fitch and like wanting to buy their clothes, and I couldn't afford it. But there was a part of me that said like, well, if I could buy that, like maybe I will look like. I went as so far to like dye. Okay, this is a good answer to the other question. To like bleach my hair blonde to try to look closer to that. I was 20. I burned my scalp because I had to bleach myself like 10 times in order to get closer, otherwise it look orange. My body, my
your hair is black. You have black hair. Yeah.
But I do remember doing that now. I have a photo.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I dyed my hair black.
Well,
I dyed my eyebrows black.
That's a lot less painful.
It didn't burn. Yeah, there was no burn.
I remember like my whole scalp was like irritated.
Yeah.
With burn marks and like scabs.
Yeah,
because
I
I destroyed myself.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, like you don't need to earn, like you will not earn worth through suffering.
No.
If that's the path you're on, get off of it. Yeah. Get off the hamster wheel, because you're not gonna get self-worth from suffering. Like there's obviously something that you normalize, or something that like some unattainable goal that you set for yourself, that it's spiraling in the wrong way. Yeah. So like if you're in the hamster wheel, pay attention, get support, find therapy if you can. There's free resources for therapy.
Yep.
If you need them, reach out to me. And make sure that you're not suffering to attain something that you think it's going to make you feel better. You're in the wrong path.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you said, is the thing that you're doing making you feel better? Is it this, like, I mean, we keep touching back on this, like, is it this never-ending cycle, moving goalpost that keeps you in a cycle of like shame and guilt and feeling bad about yourself?
Shame is such a powerful emotion that a lot of us gays feel. Like shame makes us, act in weird ways, makes us seek out weird goals for our body, for our looks. Shame also makes us very reactive to any sort of feedback or self-reflection. And so address where that shame resides in you, and do get support, because I believe your life will improve 2,000%, if you can address the root cause of your shame, and you will be so much happier, and that's why I say, like, I always regret that I didn't start therapy earlier, because I live 15, 20 years with so much shame about myself, about my body, about
you build these like really deeply rooted like neural pathways all like on
it's
top
a
of this
foundation.
like exactly and then so it's like the longer you wait to like start the process of addressing those things, the harder it is going to be to like get to the root and then like live differently. So
it affects everything, your relationships, your relationship with yourself, your connections, your love life. So if you're feeling shame, like, it's such a powerful emotion. Just
even if you're not
understand.
feeling shame, go to therapy.
True. that's my
but
mantra.
Especially if you
go to therapy, no matter what. If you had a childhood, go to therapy. That's what I say.
If you're not Kyle XY, go to therapy.
Oh my God, I love that show. I was just talking about
Matt
someone
Dallas.
asked on Threads, what show are you still bitter that got canceled?
Kyle XY.
Kyle XY.
I love
and you know
Matt
why
Dallas.
it got canceled? It's because he was gay. And he had to leave, again with that, like, and then eventually he came out, and like he's what a beautiful man.
Oh, he's so gorgeous.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
He's got those like beautiful eyes.
Oh my God,
Matt Dallas. Oh,
Matt Dallas.
You're getting a third thirst trap today. We love you.
Yeah, go look at Matt Dallas. Oh my gosh.
I know he's so beautiful. He looks like he has a super happy life with his husband.
But they told him that he couldn't come out, and like he was so repressed, and they didn't like renew that show, but it was an amazing show.
So validating, because I was so crushing on him.
Oh my God, me too.
You're like, oh, you're so gorgeous.
Yeah, me too.
We knew.
The guy without the belly button.
The no belly button, we knew.
So the final reflection, what would loving your body look like if being hot wasn't the goal? And that's for our listeners to ponder. So we leave you with that. Until the next one, thank you for listening.
As
thank
always.
you, Ryan. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, we love you guys.
We love you.
And you'll hear from us soon, I'm sure.
All right. Bye.
You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
You guys can check us out on Instagram at LiveLaughLoads.podcast, on Bluesky at LiveLaughLoadsCast, or look us up at LiveLaughLoads.com.
Did it.
We did it. Oh my gosh.
And we ended up with 2 hours. Yeah, sorry we had to do that.